Going on, everyone? Welcome to Impact Intact. I am Josh. That is CJ. That side, whatever, who cares? It is your favorite bi-weekly show. It is Monday, and we are ready to start the week off with some TNA talk here on The Hive. CJ, how's your how do you feel? How's the energy for you starting off the week with some Impact Intact?
Well, by the time you're listening to this, I might not be, but I've been sick for probably 10 days now. It's not fully gone, unfortunately, but, I was very happy to watch the show. I've been hyping it up for, like, the last 2 months. This one match specifically, and I can say it did not disappoint, Josh.
We got a big show today. We are talking TNA Victory Road 2009. We're going to get into that in just a second. We're going to go kind of around the block here with stuff on the Hive. And of course, we're going to talk about W. This episode of Impact Intact is powered by our friends at W Energy, the clean energy drink. There's no jitters, there's no sugars, there's none of that awful crash. And we can help you out here at The Hive. If you go to w.gg and use the code The Hive, all as one word, you get 10% off your order. There's a bunch of... As we're gearing up for this week, there's a bunch of wrestling coming up this weekend. So if you're staying up, if you're getting up early, if you're just needing to get through the afternoon into the night, whether you're watching All Out, WrestlePalooza, or a combination of both, we're going to you need a little pick-me-up. So W Energy can do that. So again, head to w.gg, use the code The Hive for 10% off your order. It can help you out. There's a lot of wrestling to consume this weekend, which we're not a current day podcast for wrestling talk. If you want to get all the wrestling talk, you can listen to The Swarm on Wednesday, because CJ and JPJ will run down WrestlePalooza. They'll run down All Out and kind of give you their predictions, all of that kind of good stuff this coming Wednesday, 5 p.m. Australian Central Standard Time here on The Hive. But without going into it too deeply, CJ, excited for the weekend of wrestling. I know that really, probably The Hive is the reason you've kind of been brought back into AEW a little bit. So
yes,
I guess you got a whole day of wrestling. You can watch, by the way, everyone can watch. If you got no one to watch wrestling with this weekend, we've got you covered here, because myself and CJ will be taking over WrestlePalooza this coming weekend, and All Out will be headed up by Peggy and JPJ. So make sure you can come and hang out with your favorite friends of The Hive. But the AEW has kind of been brought back into your sphere because of The Hive. But I'm assuming you're going to be watching both shows this weekend?
Yeah, and if you were going to watch it, Josh, by any chance, it is going to be a very crazy hour for you. So, of course, you'll be having some W, I'm sure, if you were watching the AEW show.
I think I'll probably... I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I think All Out starts at 4:30 for me. So it's not like horrible. Like, it's not like it's like 1:30.
It's right around right now for me.
Yeah, like 4:30 isn't. I got up for All In at 4:30 and then went right into. There was some
Saturday's main event.
Thank you. But I just don't know if there's going to be. We're really not sure. I think there will be an overlap. To be completely honest, I think there will be quite a large overlap. So you will see. I'll see if I need to get up. W Energy will be probably used, because I'll be running on fumes from its finals. AFL finals at the moment too, so I'm staying up late watching.
Josh is going to be up late, hungover, and in a mood, so that'll be fun to watch.
Who knows what will happen there? But we've got a lot to look forward to with a lot of wrestling. So whether you're watching it all, or
again, as your question,
yeah. Everything has its highs and lows, and I think WWE has its lows and has its highs. Same with AEW, but I'm excited for a good weekend of wrestling. Whatever you decide to watch. Make sure you come watch it with us, though, because it's always
better with people.
Exactly. So if you're watching it on your own, or if you're just with a couple of people that's like just a little like bland, come watch it with us at The Hive. We've got you covered.
One thing it will not be as bland. I'll just say that. Whenever we do watch logs.
Listen, it goes. If you watch the Raw watch along every single week, or the Raw watch party every single week, me and JPJ just talk about random shit. People were going on about this AJ Styles promo this week on Raw, and I was like, I was live watching that, but I didn't remember a single word that he said, because I think we were talking about like farts or something. I don't know what we were talking about.
You never know what you get here.
But hey, we got 2 watch parties every single week locked in here on the Hive. So if you want to come hang out for Raw, or if Raw's not your thing, you're a Dynamite person, Peggy and Jamie have you covered on Dynamite here on the Hive on YouTube and Twitch every single week. So come hang out for all of that stuff. But we have a lot of stuff to get into today, so let's not waste any more time. It is TNA Victory Road 2009. Took place on July 19th, 2009 in Orlando, Florida, in the TNA Impact Zone with an attendance of 1,100 people. Now, a few weeks ago here on Impact Intact, we talked about Final Resolution. No? Sacrifice. And this was a couple of months before this show. We're on the journey to that. We had that fatal 4-way main event. If you want to go and load that up and go watch that one, they're in the archives here on Impact Intact. It was quite the show. And boy, oh boy, was a lot can change in 2 months, because I think the tagline should be for this entire show, well, firstly, what the fuck? But secondly, the main event mafia are fucking everywhere. They are everywhere all over this show. But we'll do the normal stuff. I'm going to filter in some things throughout this. But CJ, take us into that cold open. Take us into how this show began.
Well, we got the cold open, like you said, like we always do. We're welcome to the arena with 1,100 people, you said, I believe.
1,100 on the dot.
And we start the night with a women's match, Josh.
TNA, still at this point, by the way, I keep taking note of this. It was still the Women's Knockouts Championship at this point. Yep. Women's was still in there. At some point, we're going to notice one of these shows and women's is no longer there.
They never gave a thing, did they? Because you watched this, obviously, when it was happening, roughly when it happened. They never gave a reason, did they?
I don't know. I think it was just like 1 week it was and 1 week
like when
it wasn't.
WWE just randomly took away the undisputed world heavyweight, whatever the fuck Cody Rhodes
just
like
1 week it was. How do you feel about it? If you were watching this now happening all, would you be like, would it be confusing to you to say like TNA Women's Knockouts Championship, or does has your brain filtered that the knockouts are the women?
I'm fully aware that knockouts was women. I feel like it's almost like I don't know, when people like there's a soccer league. I'm a big Real Madrid fan. The league they play is called La Liga. So someone that doesn't know Spanish will say the La Liga, and La means the. So it's like the league. So that's how I feel. I feel like if people say women twice almost. That's how much I think of knockouts is just the word women.
Okay.
At this point.
So you just think it's redundant that
I don't think they should add the word women. I think it's just like saying TNA Women's Championship at this point.
Yeah, it's just I know it's nothing, like everyone's probably like, why are you fucking spending so much time on this? But it's just something to note. I don't know I know we've obviously watched shows later and it was just the TNA Knockouts Championship. But I know it was around this time. You know what it actually might have been now that I think about it? Hogan.
Most things can be
Hogan and Bischoff could have come in and been like,
have we mentioned, by the way, since like we recorded, he's died, by the way, just in case anybody knows. Yeah,
we haven't done an episode with him since
I don't think we have.
It's passed. We'll get there when we get there. He's no longer alive, but
just throw that out there.
We haven't talked about him. We haven't had an episode with him in it since he's passed, but we'll get there. But yes, we kick things off with a TNA Women's Knockouts Championship match. It is Tara, the current champion, taking on
Victoria, by the way.
Oh, yes, for anyone that doesn't know, Tara, Victoria, Lisa Marie Varon. But the mainstays, another streak.
We won like an episode without him. I was very worried, Josh.
Angelina Love, accompanied by... Now, this version of The Beautiful People, I don't actually think we've seen.
No, yet. I was just going to say that.
So this version of The Beautiful People is Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, Madison Rayne. In my mind, that is the...
This is the real... From you asked me on our first episode, this is who I thought was The Beautiful People.
I know technically the first Beautiful People, first incarnation of it is Love and Sky, but Madison Rayne being in there, this is what I remember as The Beautiful People. So this is... And I mean... So Angelina gets the first entrance of the night. The Beautiful People come out, Have you noticed, by the way, I'm not sure if you've noticed this, but I remember this, but take note for next time. Do you know the words that come up on their Tron, like on their Titantron?
I haven't paid attention.
Their tagline: "Cleansing the world one ugly person at a time."
Okay, I did know that was their thing, but I don't remember that being on there.
So they waltz on out. Beautiful people music happens. They're all doing their thing. This is probably like, in terms of just like sexualness and just like let the pigeons
we see
loose,
some of this later on, by the way.
This is just the peak of the beautiful people. Oh. Their butts are out. They have their tatas and their coochies and everything out. Like, they're just fucking going crazy in this. I will say, Don West, God rest in peace, Mr. Don West, but he is hooting and hollering for the beautiful people.
He is in like not as perverted Jerry Lawler mode here.
Yeah, it's like a little more like Jerry Lawler was very much like, I'm gonna lick their toes. Yeah, where he's a little bit more like, these women are very good looking. Like, he's like, there's like a line in between them. No, and I mean, TNA was always, when we talk about TNA, the women, we talked about the knockouts a lot, about how much good they were doing and everything like that. Even starting a pay-per-view that would never happen in WWE at this time.
Fuck no.
So like them just starting a pay-per-view, but they did. There was still obviously sex sells in wrestling at this time. I mean, there still is an element of it even today. It's a lot different, but TNA did the line a lot better than WWE. WWE went completely in the other direction, where they just have to be sexy and they don't really have to know how to. They just have to know how to take a bump and they're fine. But TNA knew that they were like, well, they can be hot and we can talk about them being hot.
You still be like a bad bitch, like,
but they can still wrestle. Like this. We'll run down the match as we kind of go here, but. Listen, was this match like the fucking greatest match I've ever seen? Absolutely no. But you can even just tell with the way the match is laid out, the way the match is positioned on the card, the way everything, it was just, I'm not going to wax poetic about it because it would be the same conversation every week, but it was just, they just trusted them a lot more between, in this case, the six sides.
This match will last 7 minutes and 2 seconds. Like you said, Angelina Love is challenging Tara for the women's knockouts title. I put solid match. I pretty much put like a tagline for the beginning of every match, just how I feel about the match real quick.
Yeah.
Velvet sprayed Angelina with it was a hairspray, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So we must mention the referee for this match, Mr. Slick Johnson.
He's a big part of the show.
He's a big part of Victory Road. But what I don't understand is, so the finish of the match, like as you said, is like they do the spot where like Angelina's holding Tara like from like behind, and she's like, let's spray her. Mm-hmm. She sprays Angelina, Tara moves out the way. She sprays Angelina in front of the referee. I understand he ejects them after this, but isn't it a DQ?
Well, maybe not, because that's their team.
But how does it's still interference?
Yeah, it's like attempted murder, right? That you still try to kill somebody, like you still try to interfere with the match.
I understand he ejected them, and they did the spot where like the babyface nearly wins, so the babyface never wins because they got the count technically on them. So like where this is going. Mm-hmm. But did they? Am I crazy? I don't know. In the like little rundown for this match, did they say Tara won the title on Thursday, or did I make that up?
I think they did, but.
Because she would have only, I believe, you could probably do fact checking if you really need to, but I think
take a look.
Tara only had just come in. Like, I think she was pretty fresh here. I don't think she had been in TNA for very long. I know she came in 2009.
Let's take a look. She came in, she signed on May 24th and debuted on May 28th. So we're in July. 2 months? So not even 2 full months. No, not even a month and a half.
Yeah, so she's been there for a cup of coffee, but she goes for the schoolgirl, gets about an 8 count, but of course the referee doesn't see, comes back in 1-2, kick out Angelina Love. How does she win this?
So real quick, Tara won the title on July 9th and lost it on July 19th.
So 10 days. So it was the Thursday before
the second episode. Yeah. Tara went for the pin after the whole hairspray spot. got a 2 count, and then Tara missed a moonsault. Angelina Love covered her. Tara got a foot on the rope, but the referee didn't see it. Angelina got the 3 count in the win, and we will find out why he didn't see the count later on in the evening.
Yeah, so okay, so let's be nitpicky because I want to be nitpicky because this pay-per-view is deserving of it.
Oh, and then Tara did attack the referee after the match, by the way.
Yeah, hit the widow's
And
peak
Angelina,
on,
yeah.
hit the widow's peak on which is still, by the way, my favorite finisher of all
One of
time.
the, that's her and Melina were my 2 favorite wrestlers in WWE at the time.
Wow, that widow's peak is gnarly looking. It just
didn't she hit like not that long ago on someone in some company too, and it still looked pretty good. I forgot where it was.
I mean, I think it's one of those moves that probably actually doesn't hurt as much as it looks, but it looks like you're just like looks painful as
it looks awful.
Christ. It's like but anyway, so yeah, Tara does all that bullshit, but here's the nitpicky part. So a heel, if you're being a heel, I want you to be like, especially in this instance where Angelina is kind of like the
a chicken shit heel kind of.
Yeah, chicken shit heel, for lack of a better term.
Not like an awesome Kong monster heel. Like.
No. She's not like a dominant heel. She's like, win by any means necessary. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with the finish. The finish didn't bother me per se. Like the foot on the rope, the babyface still looks strong. Right. Got her shit in, whatever. I have no problem with that. But what I do have a problem with is, so they did the 3 count, the legs on the rope. Angelina's looking at the leg. Then the 3 count happens. I know it's nitpicky, but what I wish would have happened was like she scooted the leg off of the ropes, like, oh no, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Oh, I still win, and then like gets beat up, whatever happens, or runs away, whatever you want to do after that. But it's just like, wouldn't the referee? I understand, like Tara ends up being like, hey, I have my foot on the rope, but like, wouldn't the referee like do the 3 count and then like look up and be like, oh wait a minute? Like,
I think the only reason that didn't happen is because of what happens later on.
Sure, but like even still, the foot was still on the rope. I'm talking about after the 3 count is hit, she just oh shit, don't let the ref see. Like I got the. It's just, again, it's very nitpicky. Some people are going to call me like, oh, that's like stupid, but it's just adding to the dynamic of like being that kind of heel. You're not meant to root for the beautiful people. You're meant to like hate them, and they're meant to be like slimy, conniving.
Like the high school blonde girls are all harder than you, and they make fun of everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what it's meant to. That's the gimmick they were cleansing the world one ugly person at a time. They're not meant to be liked. Right. Like I want them to be dastardly. If you're gonna, again, I'm always babyface champions are boring. But if you're going to have
always be chasing, well, not always. They have to win at some point.
They have to win at some point. But I mean, like, especially in this case where Tara's been here for 5 minutes, she's obviously got equity from being Victoria, being the WWE person, and whatever. And you know how TNA were you're learning how TNA booked WWE people.
Junior.
Like, they were like, oh shit, WWE person, they have to go over immediately. Like, if you're gonna, like, again, this match was not great. It was not bad though. You could see that it was a nice little opener. It was what it was. But like, if you're going to build this kind of shit, like let's have, I'm sure they probably will talk about one of these shows one day where it's like, oh, this was the program continuality. But like, I don't know. It's just a very little thing. But I thought this match was honestly, when we get to the rest of this card, it was honestly one of the better matches of the night. And that's saying something because it was not that great. The rest of the show was not fucking great. So that's saying something, but whatever. I guess we can move on.
I thoroughly enjoyed another women's match later on in the evening.
We'll get there.
Then we got our first non-match of the night segment with the main event Mafia. Kurt Angle, of course, leading the way there. He said tonight will not be one of his usual high-quality matches because he wants to destroy Mick Foley.
I fucking lost my shit. He kept saying, I repeat, this will not be a high quality match. I'm like, you and me both know that, brother. It's Mick Foley in 2009.
We were well aware, buddy. And by the way, Mick Foley in 1999 was not exactly Kurt Angle and fucking Kenny Omega in the ring.
I mean, Mick Foley in 1989 wasn't even fucking Mick Foley. It wasn't even. But like Foley. Foley couldn't move in 2009. So like,
people on this card that couldn't move in 2009. By the way,
I wish I could have moved away from this fucking card. The more I watched it, the more I was like, this shit stinks.
Yeah.
Holy shit! But
yes, he said, if you don't win your match tonight, looked at the rest of the guys and said, you're fired if you don't win tonight.
Yeah. So, there's a video package for Matt Morgan and Christopher Daniels Was there? Yeah, no, I'm not
Yeah,
making that up. There was. Yeah, because you Matt Morgan, Christopher Daniels at TNA Victory
Did you know
Road.
he's the blueprint, Josh? I don't know if
I
you're aware of
fucking
that.
know. My God. Somehow this match took place on a pay-per-view. Again, I don't think necessarily this was bad, but we
I
did
had
have
something to
Matt
say
Morgan.
about Christopher Daniels, by the way.
Well, you have the floor in just a second. So Matt Morgan, Christopher Daniels, 1-on-1 here. It ran 10 minutes and 31 seconds. Again, the video package happened. They kind of talked about why this match is happening. You can take the floor of this one, honestly.
Matt Morgan kind of did his, big slow offense, but not like slow and like bad, but just kind of like methodical wise. Daniels kind of did his usual hits, countered a choke slam, but he couldn't hit his finisher because like they were working in like a knee angle there, like a leg injury. And then Morgan hit the carbon footprint, I believe it's called, and the elevator, and got the win in, like you said, 10 and a half minutes. But and I didn't watch this obviously, and this is probably still a little bit later than his prime. I don't get Christopher Daniels. All the love. I just that's why I asked, because you would know more than me. I just never got
when
it.
he was when it was him and why the fuck am I blanking on his? Yeah, Kazarian. Holy shit, they were doing some good shit, which we've talked about on this show. They were together.
Yeah.
Bad Influence. Oh my lord, what a
So
time!
is it just a case of like I never saw him be prime Christopher Daniels?
I guess so, and also you're not watching him in a consistent fashion. Do you know what I mean? Like you're
the
seeing
most consistent I ever watched him is in fucking with SoCal Uncensored and
like
AEW.
you're not watching him week to week of like in his like heyday. You're watching him like you're getting like a 2007, and then you're like watching in 2015 or whatever.
And then I see him today in AEW,
and you're like, okay, whatever. But no, he's like, I mean, this isn't a prime example of him having a great match, but I don't know if that was necessarily his fault, brother, to be completely fucking honest. Matt Morgan was listen, I'm not fucking dumb. I understand why Matt Morgan was in the position he was in anywhere, but he has a look about him.
He was a large gentleman.
Oh, brother.
Well, he still is a large gentleman. I said it was, but
yeah, well, I'm assuming he's still 6 foot fucking
5'8" now.
Yeah, like oh brother, if you like that slow, methodical pace in wrestling, then do we have a wrestler for you? Because Matt Morgan is that guy. I don't mean to be so critical of somebody, because what the fuck do I know? I can barely sit in a chair, but like he is. I mean, this was 10 minutes that I did not enjoy. I don't know why I hated this much as I did, CJ, but I thought this match was.
He's like the worst version, not the worst, like literally, but the worst version of a guy that we'll see later on who was 51 years old at the time and was excusably not great. But
does Matt Morgan still work? I don't think he does.
The last I saw him, he did post WWE podcast on Wrestling Inc.
All right.
I'm assuming you've heard of Wrestling Inc., but.
Oh no, I know. No, I was processing.
When I started
buffering.
I worked for Wrestling Inc. for a while, and I would not produce like I did anything, but like I set up their podcast every night. Well, every Monday and Friday, not literally every night.
There you go. But not say too much shit about your buddy Matt Morgan then. But
fuck him.
Matt Morgan, went over Daniels. I think you said that, didn't you? I don't know if you said that, but he
got the carbon footprint in the elevator because Daniels couldn't hit his finisher because of his leg issue.
I don't know if you want to add anything else to that match, but I'm being overly critical, but I thought it was just I did not enjoy. I don't
really love the big. Well, again, people that have listened to us on this or live streams or whatever, they know we kind of like dumb shit. I've never liked like big, methodical, idiotic like wrestling. I've never enjoyed that style really.
When I say bad wrestling, I like when it's like dumb and idiotic and like just easy on your brain. But like this to me is just boring.
Yes, I don't like bad and boring. I like stupid and dumb. Like
like that you can find the humor in it, not because it's like good on your screen, because it's like haha, this is funny, haha. But like this to me is just like next, move on, like I just
my god, like this shit.
This is just boring. Anyway,
let me get Dr. Stevie, who just makes his match a no DQ match against Abyss.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that, but I will say I like this. Again, I don't know why, But something about his promo in this, I thought it was really good. I was like, am I sleeping on Steven
I
Richards?
still watch Steve Richards' like podcast every once in a while. Like he's a good like wrestling mind still.
Him and Daphne worked. They had a cool little energy. Yeah.
Stevie Richards has been through a lot with a lot of like interesting people, so he has like a lot because he's been in ECW, WWE, TNA. He's been in fucking everything.
Yeah, and I just liked this promo. I thought it was good.
Yeah,
the way he kind of,
always been a good.
You know how wrestling.
And we love like, Right to Censor. I know that. So
I love my favorite theme song of all time. Yes. What a time. But wrestling is 95% of the time the way wrestlers cut a promo in any kind of field is like be as loud as possible. Lots of yelling, lots of like arm movements. It's very exaggerated. Animated. And like that, obviously it works.
Right.
But like there was something about the way he was doing this character where it was very quiet. And like you had to listen. And when you're listening to those words, you kind of, I don't know, there's something about that kind of draws you in. And I don't know, maybe I'm just like a mark for this shit.
No,
but I was like,
because
I don't think it was like, listen, I'm hyping it up like it's the greatest wrestling promo that's ever aired, ever. But like,
it was very different.
I just liked it. And it was very different in the sense of TNA, where it kind of, there wasn't really a lot like that. Now, was it the greatest gimmick of all time? No, it really wasn't. I actually thought the gimmick was kind of a bit stinky, to be honest. But the way he talked, the way he kind of interacted, Daphne didn't really have to do a lot, but she was still adding a lot to the presentation. I mean, I have nothing. Yeah, like I have nothing. I think the wrestling business did her very dirty in a lot of respects. And I don't know how many people have watched or have followed along or have read stuff about Daphne's life and Daphne's career, but I think she should have been treated a lot better than the wrestling industry they kind of chewed her up and spat her out in a lot of ways, I think, with a lot of things. But she was adding a lot to this too, and like the dynamic. And he was like, I kind of like the send off of she was like, Dr. Stevie, I love you. And he just looks at her and just goes, I know.
But I like that. Like all right. So like if you're doing like Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man promo, you're just kind of hyped. Like, yeah, let's go. But when someone's talking, you're actually listening like this. Like, can you recite one fucking like Hulk Hogan promo? He's just screaming all the time and yelling. And
no, and listen, we have our own opinions on Hulk Hogan and the way he wrestled.
I just use it because he was such an animated character.
Warrior's the same. Everyone has their opinions.
Macho Man, Warrior.
But like, I didn't grow up in that time, so it's not nostalgic to me. But obviously, that worked, and that formula, even to this day, there's still elements of that that works. But this is just, I always refer back to this. It's like the most obvious one, but like Jericho in 2008, when he was talking really, really low, he was talking really, really quiet, and people were like, what? But like it resonates with you because you have to listen to every single word he's saying, because he's talking so quietly. So you can't be like, boo, fuck you, man. Like, like there's something about that draws you in, and not everyone can do that. It also doesn't work in every aspect, but here it worked. And I just thought it was kind of cool. But the last time that we checked in with Abyss and Dr. Stevie was when Daphne and Taylor Wilde had that Monsters Ball match back at Sacrifice. Yeah. And then they kind of did the thing with Lauren, and like Dr. Stevie like tried to like hurt Lauren, and Abyss went fucking nuts and put him through thumbtacks. So when we got the rundown for this match, I was like, what? Dr. Stevie at one point kidnapped Lauren. I was like, what? I was like, where is this? Shit is going crazy in this fucking story.
Yeah. But the match was kind of like a long squash kind of for the most part. Abyss just kind of beat down Stevie's bleeding. The fans kind of loved it as it got more violent. Like they were just loving Stevie getting his ass beat. Abyss hit his finisher and then like did the thing where he lifts his head before the 3 count comes up. The crowd loved that, and then he eventually got the 3 count with a taser that like caused the smoke go everywhere.
Yeah, why did he explode when
he blew up? A taser blows people up.
Holy shit. That's a crazy taser. But this match went 9 minutes 51 seconds. Again, it was just pretty much a drawn out squash. I mean, it wasn't really much offense.
Abyss kept stopping the finish too.
Yeah, I thought it was. Again, not that this says much about this card, but I thought it was one of the better.
It was entertaining.
Yeah, entertaining, more enjoyable. It wasn't like in here fucking being a wrestling classic, because it wasn't set up.
There wasn't any of those on this show.
Lauren was involved, I should say. Shout out Lauren. She did run in at one stage. I guess they're boning, I guess. Her and Abyss, they're just fucking.
Well, we see Lauren watch someone else fuck later on, pretty much.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Don't
So,
worry.
a lot of fucking going on here on this show.
Yeah.
Anything else on this?
No.
Okay, good.
That's the kind of vibe of this whole show.
Yeah. Oh, let's move on. Mick Foley's giving some advice to Beer Money backstage on the locker room. AJ's there, and you don't see that for a couple of seconds. Or like he just kind of pans in, and then Mick Foley kind of directs attention to AJ, gives him a little bit of a rah-rah for his match against Kevin Nash later on, and then they all put their four fists together like they're on a fucking high school football team. And then AJ, they like woo, and then
AJ Styles, the Legends champion. He's ready
the Legends champion.
He's the Legends champion. Oh brother.
Anyway, yeah. So then we got our fourth match of the night. Team 3D, Brother Ray and Devon are defending against British Invasion, which is Magnus and Douglas Williams, the IWGP tag titles. 10 minutes 16 seconds. This one was
10 minutes and 16 seconds. I'll never get back, brother.
Oh my lord.
Match
I was not excited, but I was like, oh, this should be a good match.
It was not. It was bad. Magnus and Doug Williams and fucking Rob Terry should be crucified for how they performed in this match.
When you looked at the card, I know you watched it before, but as someone that didn't, looking at the card, you would probably think this would be the best match on the card just by who's in it. Not like it's prime AJ Styles versus prime Kurt Angle, but you know what? Like every match had one just complete shitter in it.
This match was really bad.
Yeah, and it was maybe the worst match on the card.
The finish of this match was so unbelievably awful.
Yeah, why don't you? I always do the rundown. What happened to the finish?
Well, I don't even know
how to talk about other than that.
Well, all I can say is that at one point Magnus went over the ropes and got stuck in the ropes, and the crowd. Honestly, you got so much better at whatever the fuck this was, because in 2009 you didn't. He
was an awesome wrestler, after this too, which is crazy how bad he was.
He didn't get good until like 2014 though.
Yeah, like NWA days, kind of.
Yeah. Like once he was gone from TNA, that's when he got a little bit better.
But it's so weird how
they pushed him hard too. Like they pushed him hard.
Well, I mean, he is a pretty handsome gentleman.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy, but like, my God, it was so funny. He got stuck in the thing, and then he got out, and the crowd laughed at him.
It wasn't just like you hear a couple murmurs. They laughed. They laughed. Then Rob Terry got thrown out of the ring, and he also got he took a weird bump on the outside. I'm into the barricade.
This is so bad. And then it was the 3D, and
then we had Sheik Abdul Bashir and Kiyoshi come out, and then they just got put through a table. Oh, Bashir got put through a table. Kiyoshi got dumped out of the ring.
Yeah, so so there's obviously something going on in New Japan with this that we weren't aware of.
The United Nations or the Nation something, or
they aligned with the British invasion.
It's one of the you have multiple different nationalities all as a team.
Yeah, they said America good, the rest of the world bad. Basically, is the stereotypical racist wrestling storyline that for some reason I know why, because they're in America, but they just. This match was just a smelly wet fart.
Shits in the worst way, not the shits in a good way. The actual shits.
It was not good, and it was long, and every time I was like, mercifully, it's over, it kept going. Yeah, you finally thought you were done, and then the post-match thing happened. You're like, oh my God. This is honestly where, in my brain, the show just takes, it's not going great, and then it just takes a really big nosedive.
How dare you say that?
Here. I don't think there's another time in this whole night that I enjoyed something.
I loved the next match.
I did not.
But we do have a segment beforehand. We see Lauren again. She's speaking with Slick Johnson, the referee from the Tara Angelina Love match. Yes, the referee shirt was not his referee shirt. That should not have been. It looks like if I wore your shirt, which is not correct. Lauren asked him how he feels about messing up the main event, the ending of the opening match.
Is this the one where she's at the Knockouts locker room, or is that later?
No, that's after.
No. Okay, yeah, never mind.
Yep. Slick says he's human, made a mistake, and he will make sure he goes to Jim Cornette to make sure Tara gets her rematch in due time.
Yeah. Because, again, Tara had her leg on the ropes. Obviously, they're trying to continue this story. Whatever.
And we see these pair again, plus cameo from someone else later on in the night. And then we get to the big reason we're here, Josh. Sharmell with Sojourner, is that how you say Sojourner Bolt against Jenna with Awesome Kong in a match that lasted 5 minutes and 50 seconds.
Jenna Morasca from Survivor and Sharmell. Okay. I'm going to take over this one.
Workers,
it's not like Sharmell was out here fucking being Io Sky in the ring. That's for certain. And when you're relying on Sharmell to take control of a match, you knew something was going to go really,
Sharmell's
really
wearing
bad.
a full blue ball gown, by the way.
That, by the way, so she come out, well, first Sojo Bolt or whatever the fuck her name is come out, and I was like, okay, she's in her corner. And then Sharmell came out in a full gown, and I was like, I don't remember that about this, because I've watched this match mercifully once before, and it was once was enough. Then Awesome Kong came out, and I was like, oh, that's right, she's with Jenna Morasca here. And then Jenna Morasca came out to this god-awful music, and she was like, I will survive. I will survive. Then when she got in the ring, she started having sexual intercourse with the ring canvas. They were up, the camera lens was up her kuka at one stage.
We see another sexual thing happen at the end of the match.
Why was the camera stuck up her twat?
Why is she trying to have sex with inanimate objects?
But like she was like rubbing it, and I was like, this is whatever. So
I didn't watch her, but was she like this on Survivor?
I don't know. I've never watched, certainly I've never watched American Survivor. I've watched Australian Survivor, but I've never watched American Survivor. I mean,
I don't know if that was her thing, maybe, and she was playing it up.
I have no. By the way, we should also note that the reason this crowd honestly wasn't, not that it was just, let's take away the wrestling ability of these two women. They were two heels, both in the main event Mafia.
I was going to ask you who was supposed to be the face. That's what I was going to.
I didn't understand any of the elements of it.
By the way, the face.
Yeah, well, so I'm going to run down how this match went, and then we're going to talk about all of this. But I'm not even kidding when I could say this, and I've never taken a bump in my life. I'm pretty certain that if I got in the ring with CJ right now, it would be bad, but I don't think it would be this bad.
No, I think it would be slightly better.
I think it would genuinely be more believable if we had a wrestling match right now. And that's saying something, because
I wouldn't dry hump your face either at the end.
Well, that would be for after when we're celebrating.
Yeah, right.
That's not for this. That's not for in the ring. I don't give away my goods for free.
Sure.
But so majority of this match is Sharmell beating up Jenna Morasca, who, by the way, is doing some of the worst selling I think I've virtually ever seen in a wrestling ring in my life. If you want to even call it selling. She was a lot of cat fighting, I guess you could say.
Yeah, if you ever watched Joey Styles, he would just go cat fight, where they're all rolling around slapping each other. That happened about.
I mean, I don't even know. Honestly, that's being disrespectful to.
Yeah, I don't know if that would
even in ECW, but it was the way that Jenna Morasca runs the ropes is. It's almost so bad that it's nearly impressive that you can be that bad at simply.
I was going to ask you, do you think she was putting on a show?
No.
Because if you ever watched a single human being run a rope, you would know how to do it a little bit.
She stopped running at them before she got to the rope. And then when Sharmell tried to do, Sharmell was trying her hardest, but she was not a wrestler. I mean, this woman was a fucking Nitro girl. For fuck's sake.
And was, by the way, never a wrestler. It wasn't like she was a wrestler and then stopped and then became a valet. She was just always a manager.
Yeah, I think she did. Well, obviously, she had some sort of training.
Right. Yeah,
because she's here and doing this, and clearly, this is fucking. I can't believe I'm gonna save this sentence, but she was the veteran of the two in the ring. But the way that she delivered this right forearm after Jenna Morasca bounced off the ropes, and then Jenna fell to her side, was. I mean, at one stage, I certainly didn't know what I was doing. I was like, I would have a better experience drinking out of a toilet bowl than watching whatever the fuck was going on here. Sure. But then, okay. Let's talk about the comeback spot of this massive babyface known as Jenna Morasca.
Sure.
The offense that this woman unleashed on Sharmell when she mounted her. and did, I mean, what can only be described as looking at swatting away a tennis ball. I mean, she was laying in these shots so badly that it made me. She was. I'm going to try and describe this for people that aren't watching. I'm going to do the motion.
Make sure you go and watch this, by the way, if you're listening.
I mean, if you don't watch anything else of this show, it's free on YouTube, by the way. This but it's well worth your time. But at one stage, when she had mounted her, she took her right arm and swung it so close to her body. And I mean, when I say she grazed Sharmell, I mean that is even.
I don't think she even did that.
It was like,
she just felt the wind by her.
It was like watching a T-Rex try and extend its arms at one stage. It was so unbelievably awful that it made me question if I've ever actually liked professional wrestling.
Okay.
I was like, maybe actually I've never liked this because this was, if for whatever reason someone was in the room with me who has never watched professional wrestling and watched this, I would actually look at them and say, I'm sorry that I have actually watched professional wrestling because I have no earthly idea on what the fuck I am watching. But not only that, there was a spot in this match where Bolt got up on the turnbuckle and got knocked off by whoever that was, Jenna. And it looked like Awesome Kong was meant to catch her. And Awesome Kong was about 30 feet away from this woman, and she basically landed on the fucking steel barricade thing. And I was like, that woman nearly just died for this match, unfortunately. For this match, she nearly died. And I don't want anyone to die for this match. You're muted, by the way.
By the way, this new mic, first episode of this, by the way. Just working out the kinks.
CJ learns technology.
No, that's a whole new episode.
Uh-huh.
I want to talk about this match for like 3 hours, but there's nothing to say about it.
It's so bad, CJ. And I know you're like, it's funny. I can take the funny of it now. But if you're looking at this from a wrestling perspective, it was, I was too, because it was just like, this is horrific. Right. It is so unbelievably terrible. I don't even think I can do the finish justice. If you want to run down the finish of, if you want to try and run down the finish of this match, because it was a right hand that finished this match, but go off.
It was, some would say, into Mike Tyson like right hook.
Sure.
I do have to say we had a point to it. Jenna was just like ripping out Sharmell's extensions, and I'm not sure if she was supposed to do that.
Yeah, she was like waving them around at one stage, like, oh, I did it. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And she gave it to Kong.
Yeah. Well, Kong was
end up being like looking at her like, what the fuck you want me to do with this bitch?
Is that where AEW played that up? Remember when Brandy had Awesome Kong cutting people's hairs after matches?
I don't think they're ever throwing it back to this fucking match. I don't think anyone wants to remember.
I would be the biggest shill for AEW if they actually did that.
I don't think anyone wants to do that.
But no, Kong took out Sharmell, and then Jenna basically just grinded, as you called her, a hoo-ha or whatever you said, onto Sharmell's face. Onto Sharmell's face, and got the 3 count.
Yeah, why did she cover her like that?
Well, she just dry humps things. She did it the whole time, really.
Yeah, but this was like this dry humping, and then she put her vagina into her mouth.
Yeah, no, it would literally be like if I just stood over you and teabagged like your forehead, and then pinned you like that. That's exactly what it was.
I don't understand how this match was greenlit.
But
if you're looking at this from just, I'm not trying to say like TNA sucks, WWE bad, WWE great, but WWE would never allow a person with that little, because it's not safe, and like they would be, they've had some, listen, WWE have had some stinkers. They've had some really bad shit that's going on their programming, but this would never, ever take place on a WWE pay-per-view. This shit fucking sucked. Now, I want to run down some stuff of what is said about this match in the terms of the history of
I just want to note that after the match, Jenna was really annoying and how happy she was, and Awesome Kong just laid her ass out and then left.
Oh, and the splash that she did, Jenna just laid there like a wet squeegee. She was like,
She had no idea
I'm
what
not.
to do.
She had no idea.
What did
she had
some of
no
the
idea.
biggest critics of pro wrestling have to say about this, Josh?
So the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the match between Jenna Morasca and Sharmell was named the worst match of 2009 by the same publication, is widely regarded as being the worst televised professional wrestling match of all time. Said that no one could rate this match anything less than minus 0.5 stars. So it is widely regarded as the worst women's match anyone has ever seen. And it has been unable to remember the last time anyone has been able to remember the last time they had done so, because it's been so long they had seen a match that bad. The Morasca-Sharmell match is widely considered the worst wrestling match in wrestling history. And some notable wrestling legends have called it the worst match they've ever seen and an embarrassment to the word professional wrestling.
Would you agree with those comments?
Unfortunately, as a person who has now watched it twice in my life, it is the worst wrestling match from a wrestling standpoint. Now, is there matches that I find more boring than this?
Absolutely. One earlier tonight?
Exactly. But this match, bell to bell, is some of the worst shit I have ever seen, and it took place on a fucking pay-per-view. What? It took away 6 minutes from someone that could have had something.
Well, longer than that when you factor in the video packages, the entrances, the after the match stuff. It's probably like 15 minutes.
And at no point, ever at any point, mark my fucking words on this one, friends. I bet my life on it. At no point in this match was the crowd ever hanging on anything. They couldn't give a fucking flying fuck because they were like, this shit sucks. I can't get over those slaps. It looks like she was trying to fucking swing a bunch of coins at Sharmell's head, the way she was swinging her little arms around. That girl should have never been put in a position where it's if you are going to have someone like Jenna Morasca in a wrestling match, you need to make sure she's in there with fucking Kenny Omega, not with Sharmell. No disrespect intended to Sharmell.
We still don't know why she was wearing a gown either.
Because someone had to do something for someone to take away something other than this match is bad. I'm like, well, at least she's trying to wrestle in a fucking ball gown.
I guess.
Holy shit, dude. This match sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't
so bad. I'm a women's wrestling advocate. I have been on record saying that if someone put a gun to my head and said, you can't watch any men's matches for the rest of your life, I'd say, brother, it doesn't even need a gun to my head. I would fucking happily just watch women for the rest of my life because they wrestle better. But like, this shit makes me think, I'm actually thinking perhaps maybe this took back women 60 years because it was bad. Mae Young in her 80s had a better match than these two had in 2009. This shit. How is TNA still a professional wrestling company after this shit aired? What the fuck? Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, who we have many criticisms for, two of the bigger names in the wrestling industry ever, said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to come to TNA. And that took place after this stinking match. Holy shit, this match was bad. And I'm looking at the rundown for this card. It doesn't get any fucking better. Holy shit, it's so bad. Oh my God. I'm so glad you've watched it now.
It gets more boring.
You've now said you have watched the worst wrestling match that has ever taken place inside.
I wouldn't say that because I wouldn't call it a wrestling match.
It had the 1, 2, 3, and it rang the bell. It was a wrestling match. It was a sanctioned wrestling match that took place in the history of wrestling. It stinks. Holy shit.
And it was
so bad.
Not even the third worst thing on the card.
Bro, I'm putting these two as the fucking thumbnail. I'm going to have to find a Jenna Morasca render to put on this fucking thumbnail.
I don't know if that exists.
Unfortunately, it probably would because this stinking match exists. Oh my God, I've never got so heated in my life. My ears are sweating. Oh my God, it is so embarrassing that this match took place. But fuck those. I was laughing. I was belly laughing at one stage. I'm like, this is just so bad. But anyway, let's move on because I could spend another 3 hours and we do have to wrap this show up at some stage. Holy shit.
I wish that match wrapped up, but I wish it never happened. So anyway. Jeremy Borash, JB, is with Kevin Nash. Nash was asked about what he thought Kurt Angle threatening everybody if they lost the main event Mafia tonight. And he says he respects Kurt Angle because he's an Olympic gold medalist, Josh. I don't know if anybody mentioned that yet tonight. And he called Mick Foley a piece of garbage. And then he says it doesn't have to come down to Angle firing everybody, because if he doesn't win, he will retire himself because he doesn't deserve to be in the main event Mafia. And then and this is him saying this, not me, Big Sexy will walk out as a TNA Legends champion. And then we get the match, Kevin Nash and AJ Styles for the TNA Legends title. And a 14-minute match. By the way, that song is now in WWE 2K25.
It really fucking is. You have to play My Faction to get it, but
I don't know what that is. 14 minutes, 7 seconds. Kevin Nash challenges AJ Styles for the title. Thoughts on this match? You want to know the first? I always say the first line of my note for each match is like basically a one summary thing before I get into the details of it. Nash, who's 50 years old here, should not be wrestling anymore. But here he is, not only wrestling on a pay-per-view, he's beating a 32-year-old AJ Styles for a title on a pay-per-view. That was my first comment of the match.
AJ Styles, my God-loving brother, you couldn't even get something amazing out of this one. And you are arguably the greatest professional wrestler that's ever lived.
And he was 32 here, so he's right in the prime of that as well.
He's in the prime of his life. His cock is throbbing because he is not after this one. My cock may have went inside of my belly watching
between that and then this next.
It went up inside of me and said, "Brother, I'm never coming back out. You've lost the right to testosterone running through your veins because what in the absolute fuck are we watching? Why is Kevin Nash in 2009 having a 15-minute match
and winning a title?
Yeah."
Over AJ
Styles. What the hell? It's just another example of like, AJ, brother, you wasted a lot of time in TNA. I know you're a TNA legend, one of the greatest TNA wrestlers of all time. But my God, what the hell is happening to you here, losing to Kevin Nash because they wanted to stroke the egos of the main fucking Mafia, and it wasn't even a good match. Oh my God, it was so boring. Take me into the finish.
I just wrote that Nash worked his normal slow big man style, and then AJ did like his little quick paced offense, did phenomenal forearm, Pele kick, 2 count, went for another forearm. Nash shoved the referee into Styles, who did a leap over the referee. Nash caught him, chokeslammed him, 3 count. Why did he have to do that?
Why did he have to win? Why did he have to be here? Why did the finish happen the way it was, by the way, of like you said all this shit, like AJ was doing all this stuff and Nash was just kicking out of it all, and then Nash hit a fucking chokeslam, by the way, which wasn't even his finish from my understanding. It was a jackknife powerbomb. So all of a sudden he's just going to bust this one out, and I thought AJ was going to kick out. Even at the 15-minute or 14-minute mark when I was like, all right, this match should end, I was like, well, AJ's going to kick out of this because this can't be the finish. And I was like, actually, I just shit my pants again because what the fuck?
There was this, and then the main event was very just random finish. This is like, oh, this is it?
This is it. You know, this is how I describe this match. You know, when you got a little bellyache and you're like, I need to do a little bit of a fart. I can feel it coming. And then you go, oh dear, actually, this is turning south fast and I need to head to the toilet immediately. If I don't head to the toilet now, it's shit city. That's what this match felt like. It felt like a little bit of a wet fart and then actually I've got poo running down my leg. That's what this is. This whole pay-per-view is one of the worst pieces of shit pay-per-views I think I've ever watched. And I've sat through some fucking shit. I've sat through some shit in my life. This pay-per-view stinks.
But luckily, people are fucking in the shower in the next segment, Josh.
Holy shit, I wish I was fucking Madison Rain. And you know I'm not putting my willy anywhere near those things.
Lauren's running around backstage, gets in the women's knockouts locker room, or the women's knockouts locker room.
Women's knockouts
Yes.
Divas locker room. That's where she is.
That's exactly. It actually has a sign outside that says that.
Yeah, that says that, and it says Lauren's only.
Yep. And then Slick Johnson stumbling out of the shower with his shirt off, and then
Jack. I'd fuck him.
All right. Well, all right.
Well,
and then Madison comes. Fuck it. We'll just invade the locker room. She comes out after he leaves, and like obviously we know what's going on there. And then Lauren was like,
sex?
"Are you kidding me?
Were they having sex?"
Scrabble.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually had a Scrabble piece up his ass too. They pulled out when he came out.
Yeah.
So Lauren's like, "Are you fucking kidding me, Madison?" And then Madison's like, "Watch your mouth and don't tell anybody, or else." And then just like, and then like
Hey,
fixed her makeup and
Madison,
walked out.
I want you to know something. This is on television.
Yeah, and by the way, so you're obviously taking your clothes off to shower and have sexual intercourse, and then you
Sure.
put back on your wrestling gear that you just wrestled in.
Well, she didn't wrestle.
But you know what I mean. You're not gonna put like just normal street clothes or clean clothes on.
What are you talking about?
She even put the gloves back on.
That's just what she.
She put the gloves back on too.
So, are we implying that? I just want to get this out of the open. This is what is implied. I'm not saying anything, but we're implying that Madison Rayne may have had some fun times with Slick Johnson in the shower in exchange for him not giving a shot back to Tara, who already has a shot back because it's in the rematch clause. So she's trying to get the referee, who really doesn't have any power in making a match not happen.
Well, I took it as this was a thank you for what he did.
Okay. Sure. All right, I took it the other way.
So now you're fucking someone for your friend to win the title?
That's pretty good for you.
That's pretty good.
That's a great friend.
Pretty good friend. I would like.
If we look at this in a different light, Madison Rayne is just being like, that's like maid of honor level friendship.
Even further than that, she should just Angelina Love should have to marry her. Actually, not just the bridesmaid.
If you know Angelina Love, I don't think that's happening. But anyway,
I'm more.
So we'll leave that one there. But
that's certainly not happening.
Up next is the Main Event Mafia, which we've never seen.
Is this a new group thing they built? Yeah,
this is a new group. The Main Event Mafia, Booker T and Scott Steiner. They're going to be challenging
50-year-old, by the way, wrestling.
Fucking fuck me in the ass with a spike.
Do you want to guess how old he actually is here?
I don't know, 87.
He's
probably.
4 years younger than Kevin Nash.
Jesus Christ. So he is 87. So this is a tag team match for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. And this match runs for 12 minutes and 29 motherfucking seconds.
Yep. Sure did.
I feel like I don't get angry, CJ. This is like JPJ Swarm level angry when he's talking about Boston. Like, I'm getting Boston angry, and I'm not even from that fucking city. Okay,
state or country.
I don't want to be either, but it's just, what the hell is fucking happening on this show?
The first comment I wrote is, genuinely couldn't believe Steiner was only 47 here. I think he was slower than my metabolism. Was my line.
This has, I'm a man that's not often lost for words, and I can talk underwater, but homeboy is struggling. I'm underneath the water, barely even finding the will, or even just the need, the will to stay afloat.
TNA had him in a match like a year and a half ago as well. And then he had a heart attack backstage and almost died.
He wasn't having a 12-minute match, and the 12 minutes doesn't even sound like that long, but it felt like that long. Oh, brother. Take us into do your best here. Do your best.
After I just talked shit about Steiner and about 90% of this, I put the ending was when Rude got like a pretty hot, like it was pretty much Scott Steiner just doing like the belly to belly bullshit that he does for God knows how long. Rude had like a hot tag, got a near fall, and then Booker landed his kick on Rude. Steiner pinned him for the 3 count.
Woof.
That's not much else.
The Main Event Mafia now have 2 titles.
Mm-hmm. I will give you $500 live on stream if you can guess who Scott Steiner's last match was against.
Jordan Grace.
Jerry Lawler.
What? Sir,
on March 19th, 2023.
No. What? Not only why was Scott Steiner wrestling in 2023, Jerry Lawler, my brother, you nearly died on television. Why are you still wrestling?
Pro Wrestling's 29th anniversary show.
Oh my God.
Gangrel fought EC3 on that card.
Fangin' and bangin'.
Can I see a video of this show?
Oh, fucking hell.
The main event, Brian Cage versus Carlito.
God, that sounds... We might have a...
You do a review of that?
Fucking kill me now. Holy shit. What the hell is going on? I mean, what the hell? And then you know what's even worse? I see Samoa Joe and Sting is up next. And I'm like, finally.
At least it gets younger with Sting.
You're actually not wrong, which is even scarier. But
the show is available, by the way, on YouTube if you want to watch that. USA Pro Wrestling 29th Anniversary show.
After watching this one, I don't think I can I need to watch like fucking like WrestleMania 17 on like repeat for a few days just to get myself in the zone of like, do I actually like professional wrestling? Because this show, that doesn't sound good. But was there a backstage segment in between this? I'm sure there probably was.
No, it was Booker and Steiner got on the mic and talked about how happy they are to be a part of the Mafia after the match.
And I actually got on the microphone right after them and I said, why?
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? I can't think of two people I'd rather listen to less after an awful match than Booker T and Scott Steiner talk. I don't know if this is possible.
It makes me want to cry. It's just so bad. You know what? I'm going to hijack this for a second. Samoa Joe's Sting, 11 minutes, 36 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, brother, this finish was bad.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? So they had been hyping, by the way. So Samoa Joe has been trained or has been mentored by this person. Who could it be? Now, I don't remember. At the time of watching this, I did not remember who it was. And oh, brother, when I come out, I did not remember anything about this either because it's Taz. Taz came out and was like the mentor of Samoa Joe, and it really rattled Sting. Boy, oh boy, did it rattle Sting because Sting... I'm going to try and describe this fucking mess. Sting got up to the top rope, and then Samoa Joe hit the rope and, did the groin spot where they fall, but Sting was a little bit late or he's a little bit early to the spot, so like it just looked like he just jumped himself onto the rope and kind of crushed himself, and then they went up for a muscle buster, and oh brother, they just couldn't. Samoa Joe just couldn't do it for some reason. Sting was like fallen, so then instead of like trying to correct that, they just went straight into the submission. What the fuck is it called? Coquina clutch or whatever.
Coquina clutch. Yep.
Went into that and Sting tapped out. It was sloppy as all hell. And that's saying something because these are two of the better workers in the company at the time. It wasn't good. It was bad. The whole match wasn't great either. It was fine, whatever it was. Probably one of the better worked matches of the night. But that finish really took it away from me. And I was like, this pay-per-view gets worse and worse.
And then Taz and Samoa Joe just kind of looked at each other after the match.
Because they were like, oh, we shut the bed with that finish, didn't we? Jesus. I didn't even really know how it happened either.
No, not really.
For anyone that hasn't watched this show, I really implore you to go watch it because you know what? Actually,
don't watch it.
If I don't like you, by all means, go watch this show. But if you're listening to this and you're one of my friends, never ever watch this show.
I just have one quick thing that got me in like a rabbit hole real quick. Kevin Nash's last match. You want to? I will give you $5,000 if you guess who we fought his last match.
I don't know.
It was in 2018.
2018. Was it like on an indie show?
Yes, but it was two WWE superstars.
Okay, I'm gonna say Kevin Nash and
it was two people. It's triple threat.
Okay, Kevin Nash and Austin Aries. I don't know.
Darren Young and James Ellsworth.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have guessed those two. They may have been the last two people I would have ever personally guessed.
Kevin Nash went over and won the company's world title in that match.
Oh, yeah, well, obviously, he's in the main event Mafia.
But we get maybe by the way, this is the weirdest segment in my opinion of the night. The Bobby Lashley announcement segment.
This is the weirdest segment of the fucking night.
Because all he talked about was Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, and then what's even worse is like they're like, "Oh, is the big announcement that you signed with TNA?" It's like, "Yeah, I've signed with TNA. For the longest time now, I've been."
And it was like he talked about it like he was on a podcast. He had like podcast equipment.
It was on
like
a radio show.
Yeah, but it looked weird.
He was like, I've been putting a lot of my effort and all of my attention into MMA, and then he looks at the camera and goes, "I still am." I was like.
And then but I want to come back to professional wrestling, so I signed with TNA. And then he talks about Brock Lesnar for 3 minutes.
Yeah, he goes, Brock is on the top of his game, so I want to be on the top of my game. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar, by the way, was still under a WWE contract, but at this point, just defended the UFC Heavyweight Championships 8 days ago when this happened on July 11th.
Brock was well out of WWE at this stage.
But he went from WWE to the UFC back to WWE, and Bobby Lashley spent 10 minutes talking about him.
Was odd. I don't know if it was I don't know if I agree with your sentence being the oddest segment of the night when we watched.
I do. I just think it was odd. He just talked about a WWE and a UFC guy. Because this is still on Spike TV at this point, right? I know not the show, but yeah. So Spike TV was where Bellator had their weekly shows, which is where Bobby Lashley wrestled.
Yeah.
So he's talking about the UFC, which is rivals to Bellator, and WWE, which is rivals to TNA.
Yeah, I mean, are you trying to make sense of this show? Because there's no fucking point.
It made less than no sense is my problem.
It's one of the. This is. I honestly didn't remember. Unfortunately, we're about to fucking talk about this main event too, because Mick Foley is wrestling in the main event.
It's younger by the
14-minute match. A 14-minute match for Mick Foley, who is one again. Mick
don't get too ahead of yourself. We have a JP segment.
JB Jeremy Borash.
There you go. Foley says it's down to him since the Main Event Mafia won everything else earlier in the night. And he says if he gets into his offensive bag, he can outclass Kurt Angle because he knows he's never matched up well with Kurt Angle and he's not even half the wrestler Kurt Angle ever was. But if he gets into his offensive arsenal, Angle will be done for. And then he says he doesn't like Angle, but he respects him. And the last time he fought, he said like Angle's hand was still broke. Like the doctor told Mick that like Angle's hand was still injured from when he was a wrestler in the Olympics, and his hand never fully healed. Did I get that right? I'm pretty sure. And like he'll use that weakness against him tonight.
Mick Foley in 2009.
He just rambled.
Mick Foley in 2009. What is he going to do to Kurt Angle? He's going to hit him with a Santa hat? What the fuck is going on?
He's taping his hands while he's doing this, so he looks very menacing, Josh.
14 minutes this match ran for. 14 minutes.
Kurt Angle defending the TNA World Heavyweight Championship against Kurt Angle in a 14-minute and 6-second match.
I wish it was Kurt Angle versus Kurt Angle, by the way, as you said. Kurt Angle and Mick Foley. Oh, it would have been much better if it was Kurt Angle and Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle versus hologram Kurt Angle.
Foley tried his fucking hardest, by the way, but the man couldn't move his hips in 2009. Why is he wrestling in the main event of this fucking terrible ass show? Holy shit. Unless Mick Foley is out there, again, he shouldn't be in 2009 at all, but unless he's out there taking spots on concrete, it's really not like the most interesting thing ever to watch Mick Foley try and move around. And Mick Foley's one of my favorite wrestlers ever. Fucking love Mick Foley. But even I think he knew in his heart, he's like, well, I shouldn't probably be doing this. Especially not in the main event of a wrestling pay-per-view.
Well, he was facing the Main Event Mafia's leader. He had to be in the main event, Josh.
I wanted to actually throw myself onto concrete after watching all of this damn show. The finish, by the way, was as finish of like Kevin Nash and AJ Styles.
Kurt Angle just dropping an elbow on the referee was the funniest moment of the night.
I barely laughed at that too. I was like, well, why not?
You were just dead inside at this point. Yeah.
I'm still dead inside, and I watched this show 24 hours ago. I'm still thinking about it because I was just like, at this point, we may as well have Dixie Carter herself run out, rip up any contract that's ever said we're fucking a wrestling company, had Vince McMahon come out and sang her a song and said that WWE is so much better than TNA, and I would have been like, woohoo, this is better than whatever the fuck we just watched. Holy shit. Holy shit. What the hell? And then the finish, by the way, of this match just kind of happened.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, he went for the ankle lock. Foley was kind of trying to get out of it, and then he did the thing where like he wraps the legs up as well, and like the leg scissors thing while he's still holding the ankle lock.
Yep.
And then Foley said, "All right, I'm good."
Yeah, and
And then,
I think this is one of Foley's last matches in TNA.
I'll take a look. But then the main event Mafia comes out and celebrates with them.
Oh yeah, they celebrated till the fucking cows come home too. And coincidentally,
I celebrated because the show was over.
Well, I should have got some alcohol and just started. I should have drank moonshine at this point, like just to like numb my fucking pain of watching this. While you're looking up that, I'm gonna take some more notes from the Wrestling Observer. As Victory Road as a whole, it is named the worst major wrestling show of 2009. Brian Alvarez. We always love him. Said on the Brian and Vinny show that he could not rate any match above 2.5 stars and was critical to the finish of the Beer Money
was out of curiosity.
What?
2.5 stars. What did he give that to?
I don't know. It doesn't say here, but that none of that means good. But he was critical to the finish of the Beer Money versus Booker T and Scott Steiner match, saying that referee El Hebner should not be able to get into a ring faster than James Storm. Of course, he served his harshest criticisms, of course, to Jenna Morasca and Queen Sharmell. Not only did he give that a -5 star rating, called it the worst women's match he has ever seen.
I have the answer, by the way.
No, what is the answer?
He had 12 more matches in TNA, and he had 16 more matches total, 12 in TNA.
Bro, excuse you? 12
Correct.
more matches. This is in the month of July. And he's still having 12 more matches.
And he also had a loser leaves TNA match that he lost and had 2 more matches in TNA after it.
Well, I mean, that's just wrestling 101.
So, real quick, I won't even get into it, but just real quick, he fought Kurt Angle again the next day, the tapings, in a keys on a pole match to lock him out of the office.
Lock me away in jail.
And then...
I want to be locked in jail so I don't have any more internet access. I do not need to see this show ever again.
Oh, it gets better. He wins the TNA Legends title in his next match after that. Him and Bobby Lashley teamed up against Angle and Nash in a title versus title match. So Lashley and Foley won the World and Legends title from Nash and Angle. And then he lost to Kevin Nash for the Legends title. Then he beat Kevin Nash for the Legends title. And then he lost to Kevin Nash for the Legends title. And then he and Abyss
abort. We can't. I can't take
his last match was a 17-minute match against Ric Flair.
No, it was not. Put that sentence back in your mind.
16 minutes and 26 seconds.
Enough of this shit, because this was you know what? Josh, I never thought I'd have the day.
He beat Kevin Nash, lost to Kevin Nash, beat Kevin Nash, lost to Kevin Nash.
I never thought I would say this, but I agree with Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer when I say this is one of the worst wrestling pay-per-views I have ever watched in my near 30 years on this earth.
I won't talk about the other 8 that I didn't mention, but how good do you think this match was? Mick Foley versus Matt Morgan versus Abyss.
Well, at least
in 2010. How good of a match do you think that might have been?
God almighty.
I know you know what, but I have to read these to you at some point. These are some of the funniest.
We'll cover, I'm sure, a lot of that bullshit at some point. But
he fought Dr. Stevie in a House of Fun match.
I actually remember that.
What the fuck is that?
I can't be on this. I can't be solo on this thought that this pay-per-view was fucking bad.
Oh, it was horrific. Yeah, it was pretty
horrific.
It was
genuinely like it was a struggle to get 3 hours. Yeah. Because this pay-per-view runs just under 3 hours, by the way.
Oh, it does.
So if you're one of those people that listen to this show that don't need to watch the show before we talk about stuff, then God bless, because you are doing yourself a service not watching this one. But if you're one of those people that's like, I'm going to watch the show before listening to this, then brother, you deserve a free meal. I can tell you that, because
you deserve something.
You deserve something. A little tickle.
You deserve to take a shower with Madison Rain.
Yeah, I'll even take a shower with you if you really want it for free too. Like, I'll rub my toes and shit in your mouth if you're into it. I'll do whatever you want.
You don't get that offer anywhere.
No, like, I don't do that to anybody. So, like, if you want to do that, then by watching this show, by all means, you deserve it. I deserve it, to be completely honest. If I had to put myself through this show for the second time in my life, because I did some scouring of my my life. This was actually one of the first TNA pay-per-views I ever ordered to watch live. I confirmed with my brother that this was one of the TNA pay-per-views I was allowed to stay home from school. Because remember,
Oh,
this
dear
airs on
God.
a Monday. This airs on a Monday for me live. I watched this show live, and boy, oh boy, I think even as a child, which I would have been, I don't know, like fucking 14 watching this show, even I knew at that age, at my stupid puberty hormone-ridden age, that I thought this show
Mhm.
fucking shit the bed. Holy shit. This shit stank like poo. Poo.
Mhm.
I don't have anything else
Mhm.
to say. Do you want to add anything before we get on out of here?
Oh yeah, Mick Foley's last career match was against Roddy Piper and Cowboy Bob Orton in 2012. At a campground in Rockland, Illinois.
My God.
We can review that match if you'd like. It lasted 9 minutes.
Oh, Jesus hell. This is getting worse and worse. Holy shit. I'm so glad we're at the end of this fucking show, because this show was not good. If you put yourself through this, friends, I mean it with you deserve my hug, you deserve my lug, you deserve a hug from both of us, to be completely honest, because just bad shit. But that'll do us for this week on Impact Intact. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and I promise you, I will find something not this to watch. I can truly say this: it doesn't matter what we watch next, because it will be better than this.
That is probably accurate.
So it doesn't
I
really
just want
matter
to
what
watch the
we
Mick
have.
Foley Cowboy Bob Orton match.
I can't wait for that one. Bang bang. So holy shit, we're at the end. We got a lot of things to love here on the Hive. We ran down the fact that we do some watch parties and stuff here on the Hive. They're probably our most popular things that we do. Another popular thing that we do is happening this very weekend on the Hive, on YouTube and Twitch, directly following Friday Night SmackDown. Me and JPJ will be here to do the WWE 2K25 simulation of WrestlePalooza. You can come see AJ Lee wrestle her first match in over 10 years.
We do have to warn you, if you watch it, we do spoil the event.
Yes, whatever happens on the show does, in fact, happen at WrestlePalooza. So if you don't want to be spoiled of WrestlePalooza, then I guess don't watch this first, but do yourself a favor. It is the perfect post-SmackDown treat. So the moment SmackDown comes to an end, we will be going live on our Twitch, on our YouTube, to give you the 2K25 simulation of WrestlePalooza. At time of recording, there's, I think, 4 matches slated for the card. By the time this drops, we'll probably have more. But we're looking forward to it. You know, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, I think it's going to be a lot of fun anyway. But I mean,
and then you get to watch the real card with me and Josh the next day.
Yeah, we'll be live here. On our Twitch, because we don't know if all that will actually be over by the time WrestlePalooza starts. So over on YouTube will be where you can catch the All Out watch party with JPJ and Peggy. Go and hang out with those though. I'll be in the chat whenever I wake up and get in the groove of things for the day. But I'll be in the chat. I'm sure CJ will pop in and say hello as well, as he's watching All Out. So make sure to go hang out with them, and then just put us on as well. You don't need to stop watching Peggy and JPJ. Keep them on. Keep All Out on. Throw on WrestlePalooza, throw on us, and we can be your companion piece to that. And then as All Out is finishing and WrestlePalooza really gets going, we'll make sure to keep you entertained for the rest of the night. For the people in the States, it's the first time that they will be catching the WWE PLE on ESPN. So make sure to get your ESPN accounts. Oh, what is it called? ESPN something?
ESPN.
Plus? It's just called ESPN, is it?
It's not Plus anymore, no.
It's just ESPN.
ESPN app, yeah.
Cool. For me and for the rest of the world, it's on Netflix, so super easy. Everything's in one spot. I know, what a concept.
Fuck you.
Don't worry. It's much better. So make sure to load up your Netflix, load up your ESPNs for WrestlePalooza. It's not the only thing, of course, we have here on the Hive. We have a bunch of stuff on our Substack. Peggy, all her gaming reviews live there. We got Mike dropping stuff about like a lot of like lucha libre and a lot of like classic Japanese and some stuff, not just like when I say Japanese wrestling, it's not just like New Japan and like the stuff that even me and CJ, who are the two of the most dumb wrestling fans that only watch what's presented in front of us on a Monday night. Even like we know some New Japan stuff. This is like stuff that's so obscure and so just like forgotten. And I love that about that. It's just something very different. Or we've got Bryn, of course, dropping a lot of like indie show stuff. I'm on Substack as well. It's finals footy season for the AFL fans that are listening to this, that are watching this. Well, they could be gone by the time this fucking airs.
They won't.
We'll know. We'll know. But it is grand final is
Josh
just
may be
around the
dead
corner.
by the time the show comes out. So rest in peace to Josh if they lost, by the way.
Yeah, you'll see it live on stream if that happens. Holy shit. God, I had to watch that and then go through that fucking stress. Two different kinds of stress. But so I drop a lot of stuff on Substack as well. Of course, the Swarm is every single Wednesday and Saturday. No matter how many times JPJ will still say Wednesday and Friday every single week. I notice it every single week, and I'm like, it's Saturday! I'm screaming. I'm going, JPJ, say Saturday!
I will not correct Friday.
No, I know you won't because you're a piece of shit.
I am.
You know it bothers me.
But then I'll say Saturday and he doesn't catch on to it.
Nah, that's just JPJ. I just didn't do his thing. Me and JPJ are live every week, by the way, together for Raw Watch Party. So come and hang out every single week for the Raw Watch Party. But yes, the Swarm is every single Wednesday and Saturday. The wrestling episode on a Wednesday. The sports show on a Saturday. If you
like arguing, even if you don't like sports, tune in every Saturday.
Oh, yeah, they get into it. Don't worry. The anger that comes out of me for this show is how they talk to each other.
Like when we're happy, we talk like that to each other.
Yeah, that's just JPJ and CJ in general.
Yeah, correct.
But yeah, you can catch all of our stuff and all the other stuff. We got the Buzz dropping Monday through Thursday. You get a little teaser. And then on Fridays, you get the full episode with Jamie, and he has all different kinds of guests dropping on the Buzz and just really different things and stuff like that too. By the way, shout out to Jamie last week.
Yeah.
He of course dropped an interview.
The newest voice of AEW.
Yeah, Brian Danielson himself. So shout out to Jamie for getting that and doing a great job, by the way. He did a great job with that interview. It wasn't just like, you returned in 2018. What's it like?
How was WrestleMania 30?
Oh, and Brian's like,
I bet it was amazing.
Brian's like, I don't fucking care.
Brian was like, the check was cool, I guess.
Brian was like, it didn't really mean that much to me, but I guess it was. I got married like 8 days later.
Yeah.
So
it was cool, I guess.
So he's like, whatever. I'm just going home spending time with Brie Bella. So
right, I'm married to Brie Bella. You think I give a fuck about a title, buddy? You think I give a
shit about
fuck about
WrestleMania 30?
Right.
I wrestled in Ring of Honor. So anyway, but yeah, Jamie does a great job, and all of the people on the Hive do a great job. We got Pluggo dropping college football picks every single week, and he gets them wrong every single week.
Good, because he picked against LSU, so fuck him.
Yeah, Pluggo loves it. So make sure to catch all of the stuff that we do here on the Hive. CJ, plug your Twitter, X, whatever.
If you want to see me rant about things and then delete it because people cry about it in the comments, CGF Writes on Twitter.
You can
there was a
follow
lot of that yesterday, by the way.
Well, last week. Yes,
yeah,
there was a lot of that.
Week, yeah.
And you can follow me everywhere across the board at Josh Robertson _00. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, follow me on TikTok, or don't.
And Josh streams every day, and I like. And if you don't even like the games, you gotta watch me guess the people involved, the names, and they get very angry at me over there.
My God, I get so
R9 and then the other guy.
I literally tell him to leave the stream.
Yeah, he does.
Go away from me.
I have to go to sleep. He makes me go to sleep.
I'm doing a lot of Lego Star Wars at the moment, and he comes in and he says he's fucking shit, and I just like it just makes me so mad.
That's a fit R9. It was R2. I just got the number wrong.
You need to go directly to hell.
And then Princess Layla.
So, yeah, that one I was just like, all right, lick my fucking shitty ass for that.
What? Because I got her name right.
Oh well, it's Leia.
Whatever. She got the pigtail things.
Space buns. She has space buns.
Whatever, dude. Looks like a Cinnabon.
Go to fucking hell. So go and follow the Hive everywhere at the Hive _media. Unless you're on Instagram, then go and follow _the Hive.
Piece of shit, media. By the way.
I know. Whoever has that fucking thing, I'll give you $5 for it. No, think more.
I'll give you $6.
Well, there you got 11 from us. There you go. I actually, if you give me the thing, I won't make you watch the TNA Victory Road 2009. Yep. So trust me, I'm doing you a service. So if you can give me that handle, that would be great. But that'll do us for this episode of Impact Intact. You have a good rest of your day, night, morning, wherever it is, wherever you are. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay pretty, stay safe. We'll see you in 2 weeks for another episode of Impact Intact. Goodbye.